A lot of the focus that you provide in the book really is about zeroing in on election fraud. That is a particular crisis that endangers our election process and election results. You've made the point that it's important that politicians, that the laws don't infringe on free speech, but you cannot lie if you want to run for federal office. That's sort of your suggestion. If you want to run for federal office, then you can't lie. So why is it critical to deny politicians the freedom to lie if they want to hold federal office?
So this is one where it's to me, it's in some ways it seems just so obvious, which is if anyone listening to this takes medication, there is a truth in advertising in terms of what's going to be on that label. And they can't just say, oh, by the way, I know that this is heart medication, but it also will make you younger and slimmer. It's that it, and you get in a ton of trouble civilly and criminally if you violate those rules. And the idea that in an area that is so fundamental to our democracy, and ways that we can see now, to your point, we can see how much it is undermining our democracy. The idea that we're not holding politicians who, for God's sakes, they owe us that. Remember, when I worked in the government, I worked for the public. That is, you take an oath of office to the public. And so the idea that you are not held to not just the same, but a lower standard than corporate executives, to people who are advertising, to if you testify before Congress, and all of those things are severely regulated. But if you're talking about, can Congress lie to us, as opposed to when we can't lie to them, but they can lie to us, and there's no consequence to them legally. To me, obviously this is a value judgment, but I sort of, in this book, I'm trying to make the case for we should not be accepting that's EXC, like accepting ACC and accepting them from the laws that we apply in so many other contexts.
Yeah, and I said it in my opening. I mean, I have a virulent intolerance for liars and lying. I mean, I just do. And I think, every kid is brought up in a world where they're told by their parents you shouldn't lie. And we've come to accept that, that politicians are somehow different. And well, we've seen how that's been taken to the absolute endpoint in the current regime.